And welcome back to a brand new Naruto What If. What if Naruto went back in time with his memories? Now, first and foremost, this comes to us from just a person passing through the comments section, Mr. Darkholm, the one, Gamer Tune or Tone, I couldn't remember the spelling of the name, Patrick Serrano, Pictrell, 1831, and Danny K. So, there's actually two different ways you can look at a character going into the past, first and foremost. You can look at them basically having their conscious going into their younger body, or you could actually have that person physically go to the past and meet their past selves. Given what we have seen, the little we have seen in Naruto, I'm actually going to do the opposite. We are going to have him, because of the memories part of this, I am going to have him go back in time into his younger body. Because while time travel is almost non-existent, it's not non-existent in time travel. There have been instances, mostly in filler, where we have had time travel going on. There's the Lost Tower movie that involves time travel, and then there's the Boruto arc that happened about a year ago, where him and Sasuke went back in time and met Jiraiya and young Naruto. So time travel does exist in the Naruto universe. It's just so infrequently used, and used in such a very low level, that it's almost never really addressed. But it does exist. Now, the question then becomes, at what point in Naruto's history do we send him back in time? And then also, how does he get sent back in time? Because that's going to really detail a lot of what Naruto would know in the past. And I think we actually do have a little bit of an out for this. Now, one second here. I'm just going to bring up Naruto's biography again. Real quick here for Boruto, because if I'm not mistaken, although I don't read Boruto, I do keep up enough with Boruto to know what's kind of going on in the series. And if I'm not mistaken, Naruto and Hinata are currently stuck in a dimension. Yeah, Code opted to leave and release. Kawaki overwhelmed Code. He pulled Damon through the claw mark in his face, reflecting his attack, knocking him out over leaving. Shikamaru tried to snap Naruto out of the stupor and began to consider how to deal with Kawaki. Oh no, wrong one. Let's see. Well, preparing for dinner with Hinata, they were joined by Kawaki, who asked Naruto not to inform the censors of his presence. Naruto listened to Kawaki, retreated, reiterated how much he changed because of Naruto, and how he came to think that shinobi and good people like Naruto would be the first to die in any conflict with the Otsutsuki. When Kawaki, stupid ads, stop. Yeah, seriously. When Kawaki said he'd eliminate all the Otsutsuki to protect Naruto, including Boruto, Naruto refused to let him do this, basically not going to let him kill his son, not wanting to hurt Naruto, not let him get in the way. Kawaki sent Naruto and Hinata away to the Daikokuten, where they would be suspended in time, unable to think, requiring no air or sustenance. In essence, he sent him to a space-time dimension where he basically, nothing's going to happen. Time doesn't pass or anything like that. However, because of that, we can use that and mold it into something that would have maybe do a time travel ability or a time travel plot point. Let's say Naruto, in an attempt to stop Kawaki from using this, uses some level of chart, be it Sage Mode, and combining it with some seals maybe he has in his home. Because as far as I don't know what Naruto's usage of seals are like. But, because we've never really gone into that aspect. I think it might be the one thing he just doesn't really do. But let's just say he does have seals. Maybe Hinata knows some seals. Maybe someone else has put seals in there for protection. And they have an odd backlash effect with Kawaki trying to do that. And with that, Naruto, while Hinata gets put in there, Naruto suddenly goes blank, just like, without thought, thinking just like Hinata is in there and like Naruto would have been. However, the next thing he knows is he's waking up in his bedroom. And he's like, what the? Hinata! What happened? What was this just a dream? And Naruto's now getting his bearings. He's like, this isn't my room. And wait, but it looks familiar. And he gets out of bed. It's like, just goes to the bathroom, maybe put some water on his face. Like, where's Hinata? And maybe I should go see Boruto or Himawari. And um, he looks in the mirror, and then he sees his younger self there. And now he realizes what the hell, and he just looks like this is my old apartment. But I think as far as we know, I think Naruto's apartment was destroyed in the Pain invasion. Most apartments were more like most housing was. Um, but yeah, but he recognizes this. What am I doing here? Wait, and then he realizes too, like his vantage point. It's like, what? My hair, my hair, my height. And then he stops to remember what actually happened, and there was a flash of light. And next thing he knows, he winds up here. And Naruto, we should note, he's not a genius. Even as an adult, probably his smartest, level of intelligence. But he's certainly a lot smarter than I think even we give him credit for sometimes. So he can put two and two together. Through Jiraiya, he knew of certain seals like time travel seals or time travel jutsu. Probably he knew about that. Plus, if we want to count maybe the Lost Tower movie as a level of canon, he did have experience at one point with that. So he realizes that I'm in my 12-year-old body, and he's trying to. He looks at the date. He finds the calendar. Looks at the day. He's like, this is the day after Iruka Sensei gave me my headband. I'm back in time. I'm back. Holy crap. And he's like, I got to get back to my own timeline, but I don't know if there's any way to do that. And Naruto now realizes, and Naruto is just trying to think of what to do. And he realizes, wait, that means, but if I'm back in my body here, then that means. And he quickly gets in a meditative state, and doesn't have to go into a meditative state. He just kind of closes his eyes. He goes, when he's back in his inner world. Like, Kurama, are you there? And he hears the rumbling. It's like, Kurama. All of a sudden, the fox lashes out from the bar. Naruto isn't like scared, but he does remember. Oh yeah, he does quickly remember. Oh yeah, me and Kurama did not get along at this point in time. And the fox just like, how do you know that name, Pratt? My jailer comes to visit me all this time, and he comes with me with that name. How do you know it? And then Naruto, not missing a beat at all. Naruto's not scared of the fox at this point. Like, Naruto, first off, Naruto knows the seal is way more in place than it ever has been. So he knows the fox is not, the fox can't hurt him. But beyond that, he's walking at Kurama and just like, and Naruto actually laughs like, you probably wouldn't believe me if I told you. Answer the question, Brat. How do you know that name? Yeah, because I can't remember. Was it Son who told me? I told him. I think it was Son who told him that. Yeah, it's like your brother told me that name. Son told me that name. What? How do you know what is going on here? And Naruto actually just said, yeah. You want to know the truth? All right, here it is. You're the nine-tailed fox. You can probably take it. And Naruto explains everything to him that I've somehow won, and he explains his life, their relationship, how they ultimately became good friends, how he ultimately gave his life to save Naruto with the Baryon mode, and how and then I wound up here and woke up and I needed to check on you, see if you were still here. And okay, and the fox is just kind of like dumbfounded a little bit. He doesn't want to believe this idiot, but at the same time, it's like everything he said sounds legit. Like, I can't argue any point he's made. Like, what the hell? It's like, so, and the fox is still angry, but now he's angry and intrigued. Like, I gotta try to stop saying like so much. So he's angry and intrigued. So he looks at Naruto, and he's still like sizing him up. It's like, so then, let's say I believe you. What are you going to do now? And Naruto, his face kind of drops a little bit in the front. Like, I don't know. I don't think I can get back home. uh, even if I was able to make some sort of jutsu to be able to go back home, I just wouldn't be able to. I probably wouldn't be able to stop anything. So I guess the best that I can do is try to make the best of best of this. Try to get where try to help out where I can. With Naruto realizes that he now has an opportunity to set the course of certain things right. He also knows though that he can't. He's got to be careful. And Kurama is saying, you must be, you messing with him is dangerous, brat. One small change can affect everything. And he's a little saying, I'm surprised you care so much. I'm surprised you care so much. I'm the demon. I'm the naughty-tailed demon fox, brat. My existence. If what you say is true, perhaps one day I'll have a bit more respect for you. But for now, I don't want you destroying the entire fabric of reality. Yeah. Well, I guess you got a point there, Kurama. You do not call me that name. And to which Naruto realizes, no, you're right. And you're right. A lot happened before you allowed me to call you that name. This version of this version of us, we just met. So this version of we just met. I need to earn that. I need to earn that right. So I will just call you Fox for right now. I will not call you Furball. I will not call you any of this. I will just call you Ninetales or Fox, whichever you would prefer. The Fox is like, again, Naruto's being very courteous and respectful to him. And beyond that, and besides, I think if we're going to get to where we need to be, to where we were, I'm going to have to get you out of that seal. The Fox is not generally surprised. You're joking, right? You're just going to unlock the seal, and that's it. Well, not immediately. I got to find Uriah first. I don't have the key in this timeline to do so. But yeah, I mean, we eventually didn't need the seal. We trusted each other. We were friends. And again, Harama's just dumbfounded here. It's like, why? Look, I am inclined to believe him because I am the Nine-Tailed Fox. I've seen a lot, and the Atsuki are monsters. But like again, why is he just immediately putting trust in this demon fox he's never even met before? It's like, because you're my friend, and that's just it. And friends help each other. And the fox is again, and like, I'll make you a deal. So long as you, by the time I ultimately undo the seal on you, so long as you promise not to destroy the village or anything like that, you're free to go. You can do whatever you want, if you want. And that's like, you're already changing early, or like Kurama's like, you're already risking the future based on what? This idea that we're friends. And then Naruto's like, yep, because I have a feeling you won't leave when the time comes. And Kurama's just, very well, brat. I may not like you humans, but I still honor my word. So what will you do now? And then Naruto actually has to think on that. Yeah, that's a good question. I actually have to see what I can still do. And he actually decides to go out and, go to a training ground and kind of test what he's doing. And so he does that. Shadow Clones, he still has proper. He can't even do the Rasengan for shit anymore. Granted, because he knows how the Rasengan feels in his hand, he knows how to form it, but he just doesn't have the chakra control at this point. Like, it works. He has a better luck with it here than, say, Naruto just trying it in the just at that point in time, never hearing of the Rasengan or practicing it, because he's used it multiple times before. So it kind of starts to create a ball, but just wisps out of his hand. It's like, damn it. Which means I probably can't even use it. And he tries maybe a great breakthrough or something like that. And it works, but it's pretty weak. He hasn't really mastered his elemental chakra at all. He knows his chakra control is just shit. He also doesn't have access to any of the other chakra elements that he had when he gained his Sixth Path chakra. Because Naruto at that point had access to all the chakra elements. Plus a couple nature releases too, like hybrid nature releases, like lava release, basically anything that the tailed beast had access to, he had access to technically. Although we never see him, as far as I remember, use them in Boruto. So maybe after the pain fight, because he, as far as we can tell, never used the Six Paths mode again, because he lost the truth-seeking orbs, unfortunately. But maybe he couldn't access those chakra forms again because he didn't have any other chakra left. He just used up the small portion they gave. But anywho, so Naruto's noting on this. And the fox kind of laughs at him. Oh, you really do suck, brat. Yeah, I do. But luckily, I got a way around this. And he makes like 100 clones. Okay, you guys work on War and Release. You guys work on the Rasengan. You guys work on chakra control. And we're just gonna do hand-to-hand stuff right now. And the fox is surprised, like, because this Naruto knows the secret of the shadow clone technique, so he knows how to train with that shit properly. The fox is actually very impressed. And Naruto comments like, look, hey, look, Ninetales, I was wondering, because you're eventually going to have to give me chakra in order to survive anyway. Why don't we just why don't we cut the middleman out? Just to aid in our survival, as it were. Naruto's appealing to him, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do, Brad, but you worded it in the perfect way, so I can't argue with with your logic. Yeah, I should be able to handle about a tail's worth of your chakra at most right now. And sure enough, he goes into tail mode. He can feel the aggression kick back in because with Kurama's chakra, it's been a while since he felt the raw, unfiltered, let's call it, version of Kurama's chakra. And he's like, I forgot him. I must have pumped up the aggression. You really think you can handle my chakra, brat? What? I know I can handle your chakra. I did it before. And the fox just goes, and so Naruto's also training using the fox's chakra. It's at that point, by the way, that Sarutobi is awoken by some sensor like Anbu, and Sarutobi looks in his crystal ball, and he notes Naruto not just training. He's using the fox's chakra. And he's using it effectively. He's like, when did Naruto learn to do this? And he's using chakra climbing techniques? And he said, is that elemental training? And what is that technique? That's familiar. But what is he? And as the clones keep popping out, he makes more. His chakra control is quickly increasing, and he's eventually able to get to a basic version of the Rasengan, but the chakra's again. That's the Rasengan. What is? And so Sarutobi decides to leave it be for right now, and just assumes he'll talk to Naruto later. Now, I can't remember. It was about a week after graduation they met with their teams, but I don't know when in that week he got his picture taken and had to deal with Konohamaru. Let's just say halfway through. Let's just say like the Wednesday. So he still got 4 days extra training going on. So this is one of those moments that Naruto had to stop and think. It's like, oh yeah, I remember this is picture day. I did the thing. I did that whole makeup job. And then I remember, and then the third, and he stops and realizes this is something I should change. I can change this. I can save the third in this timeline. And he stops and thinks, but then he realizes also there is Konohamaru. So no, he stops and thinks I gotta talk to the third about this. Because he realizes, too, if there's someone he can trust with the knowledge of the future, the fact that he is from the future, it would be the third. It'd be the old man. So he first has to do the makeup job. I should note that the Fox and him at this point have an open line of communication. He's opened that line up. The Fox is a lot more aware of what's going on here. He can kind of see through Naruto's eyes a bit. And it's like, so you're still doing this on purpose? It's like, yep. Like, it's gotta lead to what I need to do. And he just said, boom. And Sarutobi said, and Naruto remembers what he said, and he's playing up the part right now. This Naruto does have to play the part to some degree because he's got to let certain events play out as they did, because he knows he can't change every single event. And that's the issue with time. That's also the issue with self-insertion stories, like me theoretically in Naruto. Like if I went in there with the knowledge I knew, I wouldn't theoretically change much, because of where it ultimately leads. Granted, I might change some things. With Naruto specifically, I might change some things. But like Dragon Ball, I probably wouldn't change much with the knowledge I had. Or like the Avengers with the knowledge I had, because it ultimately does. Someone said I don't have like the forethought or the wherethought or something like that to not change it. I'm like, no, that's not. That is just not liking what I did. Let's be honest. For that one. That was me not liking what I did. Because I easily could have changed things. I could have, but then knowing where things end up going, I'm like, I might screw things up hard. That's the problem with self-insertion. And now you might be arguing, well, it's your story. You can do what you want. Well, guess what? The way I want to do it is, sorry, I'm going off. The point is to clap back at the person who said, it's like, why doesn't you say I do what I want? Because it's his story and he can do what he wants because it's my story and I can do what I want. But anyway, so Sarutobi is, grilling Naruto out. And Naruto again plays out like, well, I'm not doing it again. And again. But Sarutobi also is like, knows something's up with Naruto. And Naruto can kind of, because Naruto knows about the crystal ball, he realizes, he knows that look. And Transform does the sexy jutsu again. To a sexy jutsu. You say, tricky, much too tricky. Don't ever do it again. But Sarutobi can see the look in Naruto's eyes too. Like he can tell Naruto's still Naruto, but he's putting on a bit of a show. He can see the look in his eyes. The dude was in his 70s. He lived through, I think, 2 great major wars. He's seen a lot. He can read people pretty well. He knows the eyes of someone who has been through stuff and who has seen and matured quite a bit. And Naruto's eyes, while still bright and vibrant, they hold a level of maturity to him, like he has not used to. Naruto, there's something I'd like to discuss with you when you have a moment. He's like, yeah, sure. Actually, I'd like to talk to you too, old man. And then, oh man, I told you. And Naruto remembers this. It's like, oh yeah, Konohamaru. I did forget about this is when we met. Naruto, instead of doing that, who is this shrimp? Just can't help but chuckle. You're laughing at me? You're the one who cheated me, isn't it? Aren't you? And Naruto thought about it for a second and remembered how he put Konohamaru on his path. He realized, this one, just for shits and giggles and for old time's sake. You should know yourself, you idiot. Yeah, that's your almost son of the third Hokage. Ebisu comes in. He also gives him the look, but Naruto actually shoots him the look right back, which actually surprises Ebisu. As far as he knows, Naruto doesn't give those kind of looks back to people very often. And he's like, whoa, it's like, yeah, back off, all right? I know why you're upset with me, but back off. And just boom, cracks him over the head for. Now, everything with Konohamaru goes exactly the same. He's like, there's no easy path to Hokage. You're going to defeat me in battle. Later, Konohamaru. And so, I actually got to go talk to your grandfather. Yes. And he's like, could you send for Naruto, please? Naruto, and Nanbu shows up. Naruto Uzumaki, the third Hokage, would like to speak to you. Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for that. I was actually looking to talk to him. And so he goes and he meets with Naruto. There's something I saw you training last night through the crystal ball. Then, man, that thing really is useful. I never could get it to work. Excuse me? Oh, nothing. Anyway, I saw you working, but working on getting stronger. I'm impressed, but what you were working on, elemental jutsu, the Rasengan, the fox accessing the fox's chakra. How did you learn to do all this in such a short time? And Naruto's just kind of, are you sitting down for this, old man? Because you might need some. You got any sake in that drawer, old man? It's like, excuse me. Is it? And granted, he probably does keep something in there. He's got a guy he drinks. It's like, yeah. You might want to pour. I'm an engineer, right? Old enough to drink, old enough to die, or old enough to die, old enough to drink, right? And they kind of pours it. And Naruto, but he takes a small. As far as we know, Naruto actually didn't have a very good alcohol tolerance, but a small drink wouldn't kill him. And you're gonna want to sip for this, and the bottle's maybe full. And it's like down in there. Naruto's like, I see. So that's what happened. And it's like, I'm surprised taking this all in stride. I'm an old man, Naruto. There's little I haven't seen in this world. And time travel jutsu. It's not unheard of, but it's exceedingly rare. This Kawaki you said, spoke of. He must have been extremely powerful. I just didn't have any counter for it at the time. So you say you're a man. What are you planning to do now? I'm gonna try to help guide the timeline to where it needs to go, making some changes along the way to help see if I can help better things along. For example, he mentions including my death. Well, it's our time comes when it comes, Naruto. True, but it wasn't your time yet, old man. You know it. You were put in the corner and given no choice. If there's anything we can do to stop that snake before he can ever before he can ever like cause trouble again. We got to. And Sarge is like, it's a good, it's a possibly, it is not, it's a sound argument to say the least. So wait, and then Sarge always thoughts. Wait, you knew the events of the future, but you still hit Konohamaru in the head? Ah, yeah, that was just for shits and giggles, honestly. Besides, it was to help Konohamaru along the way. And Sarge, we can't help but laugh. even as an adult, you're still a prankster. never not gonna be. And so, tell me, Naruto, who did you end up marrying? To which Naruto remembers that too. He's like, that's right, I'm single, and Hinata is, and Hinata's out there, as she was as a child, as a teen. And Naruto's just like, oh wow, this is gonna be interesting because he's an adult Naruto in his younger body, and his wife's also young. So he's like, well, this is going to be awkward. I think I'll leave that as was it Sakura? Did you finally get Sakura to notice you? No, Sakura and I arranged. Was it the Hyuga girl then? Into which Naruto just like, look, we don't have to. Oh, and Naruto responds, oh, so he finally did notice Hinata. And honestly, I wrote a lot more for this chapter, but we're already at nearly the 30-minute mark. I will see how far I can go. And like, anyway, we'll deal with it when the time comes. And Naruto basically says, could help to just keep in shape for a little, get back in shape a little bit. I mean, you're still one of the baddest Hokage around, but or Hokages around, but it couldn't help to get back in shape a little bit. To which Sarutobi comments like, he makes a point. So Naruto then spends the rest of his week just training. With the Sarutobi's permission and aid, he gets some new clothing. And what I would say is, even though he loves the color orange like this, he still loves it. He is aware that he probably needs something else. So what I think is he gets his Naruto the Last outfit just in a younger size. Yeah, he so he basically just looks like the last version of Naruto, that black outfit with the orange pants. I think it had like an orange stripe on it. It was a good outfit. I like that outfit. It was very like a Chinese style outfit. And so he spends the rest of his week training. Sarutobi gives him a couple extra scrolls for training with the Winjutsu. He gets the Rasengan down very, very quickly because again, using the clones and having the past knowledge of it, he has his Rasengan down. He's got his Winjutsu back down. His chakra control is skyrocketing. Sarutobi gives him both the Gale Palm and the Breakthrough. Well, he already knows those techniques, but maybe Sarutobi also gives him an extra jutsu just in case. Screw it. I'll give him a Tornado Fist right now. But he also explains that he's going to need the key for Kurama's chakra at some point. And, unfortunately, that is with Jiraiya. And he also explains that he knows about Itachi, how he's a double agent, how it was actually Obito Uchiha who, like, he explained everything. Obito Uchiha who caused the Ninetales attack. And there's nothing Naruto can do about the Akatsuki right now because he'd have to go his way to find them. And even so, he's not strong enough to take these guys on right now. So until they show up, there's nothing much he can do right now. But with Danzo, he knows that he can definitely have Sarutobi keep a closer eye on Danzo and his movements. So Naruto ultimately goes to not the graduate, but the team selection, and instead of sitting next to Sasuke, or Sakura in this case, he goes and sits next to him and says, "Oh, hi, Hinata." I said, "Can I sit here?" I was like, "Oh, Naruto." "Yes, Naruto." So he just striking up conversation with Hinata, like he misses his wife and he misses his kids, and so it's nice to just get to talk to her and get to know her again. He actually remarks like, I can make up for some lost time here, because I think that was one of the things he kind of lamented in the last Naruto movie, is that Hinata was always there and he kind of didn't really acknowledge her. So he's gonna make up for some lost time here. He thinks to himself, though, like, yeah, I don't want to, if I can, I want to maybe try to put off dating if I can until maybe we get into our teens, just because then we're a lot more matured up and it won't feel as gross to me. Like, look, be honest, anyone who watches my videos that has either a girlfriend, boyfriend, or husband or wife, and are in your teens to 20s or 30s, if you went back in time and met your partner when they were that age, and you're like, oh, I'm going to end up with you, and you might want to still try to have something there, you might wait at least until you guys matured up a little bit, because at that point, it's kind of weird. But anywho, so, and Hinata's just what Naruto's never really spoken to me, but I'm not going to lose this advantage. Keep Mark's like, what's Naruto doing with Hinata? And so the teams are called, and Naruto says, oh, don't worry, Hinata, you're going to be great. I'll talk to you later, okay? And again, Hinata's blushing like mad. She's like, she's talking to me. And so ultimately, they wait for Kakashi to show up. Naruto's kind of just talking to Kurama in his head a little bit. Kurama's like, Kurama, still very grumpy, doesn't really like talking to Naruto, but he's at least engaged. It's better than just pure silence sometimes. So he's at least engaging. And then he's talking about with the stuff he knew in the future, all of that. He even met, how he even met the Sage Six Pass. Like, he was a good guy. And and Kurama actually, at first gets a little chuffy with that, but at the same time is like, he was a good guy. My father was a good man. So ultimately, at this part, I think will end with Kakashi entering that door, no eraser falling on his head, and them going on the rooftop. Naruto gives his spiel, probably gives mostly the same stuff there in terms of what he said, and Sakura still says she hates Naruto, but Naruto doesn't even flinch. And should note too, Sakura probably has not even noted, or Sasuke hasn't even noted. Maybe Sasuke noted his change of wardrobe. Like, oh, he's got a new wardrobe. And it looks, at least he's taking himself more seriously. Hinata probably also knows, like, oh, he looks really good. But, yeah, it was at this point then that when they left, Kakashi says, oh, don't eat or you'll puke, which Naruto will eat. That Sakura, just like, Naruto just bids them farewell. Sakura just turns like, yeah, well, all right, whatever. And then actually notices, wait, you changed your outfit. I've been sitting in it. I've been like this for hours. And I think this might be Naruto now poking some fun at Sakura, because he remembered how obsessed she was and how kind of it hindered her a little bit. You're only just noting now that I changed my outfit? I've been like this all day. It's like, well, whatever. Don't say that. Anyway, later. And Sasuke's like, noticing Naruto's change of attitude, goes off as well. And I think we'll end it there. I could go farther, but I think I'm going to keep it right here. I've got a little bit more written down, but I think we'll just put that into part 2. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one. Thanks for watching, and see you later.